Hello. We are back here,
Back.
back in the studio. Got a bigger TV, so we figured we needed a different background now, so it didn't look like we were in a portal.
Yeah, definitely.
So first, we are talking about Disco All the Kiss, Time Occasionally
Yeah, I think that's right.
by Harry Styles. What were your initial impressions of the album?
I liked this album.
Okay. It's a soft like.
I think that Aperture was a strange lead single
Yeah.
because it didn't really set the tone. I'm like, okay, this is either going to be like dance music, like really fun, or it's going to be like paint, watching paint, the musical equivalent of watching paint dry, like Tame Impala's last album. But
Where did it lean more towards?
I think more towards the fun, but it's really in the middle because my problem with Harry Styles albums is I feel like the first quarter or so of the albums are really, really good.
Okay.
Like with Fine Line has 4 amazing opening songs. Then it just hits a wall, like a brick wall with like these slower, sappier kind of songs. It's like I wish that the album would keep the energy. And this one, for the most part, does, I feel. I love the style of this album. It reminds me of some good old 2010s electronic pop and chill wave, especially on the song American Girls, which is probably one of my favorites. His
Okay.
vocals reminded me of M83 a lot.
Okay.
That kind of echoey timbre and stuff. I really love the song Taste Back. I really like that one. Kind of, the vocal production is really good. Season 2 Weight Loss, which is not the first episode of My 600-Pound Life.
803.
That one was really, really good. The vocal effects on it and the production. But the songs pop, which remind me a lot of Lost in Yesterday by Tame Impala. I like that vibe. And Dance No More, which I thought was just a hell of a lot of fun. It reminded me of Robbie Williams, who you all know from Better Man. The movie Better Man.
The Monkey Movie.
Yeah, it definitely reminded me of some Robbie Williams songs, but and again, it's not Lay's ripping it off. I think with this album, he makes it his own for the most part, but this album does have a few issues, but we can get into that later. I'll let you get your thoughts.
So my thoughts going into this is going to be a dance album. So who dance-wise is he going to pull from? He worked with Tyler Johnson and Kid Harpoon, kind of the songwriters / producers he's been working with. Which is interesting to stick with the same people when you completely switch genres. I thought Aperture, the lead single, I really liked the building vocals on it. I feel like if it did not have the driving drum groove, it would probably be the most boring song on the planet. Moving into American Girls, like you said, I felt like that was the most LCD Sound System sounding song on the whole album. Specifically that bass that's like rising up, and then LCD Sound System loves a snare fill, and I feel like that was a big part of the song.
Right.
My biggest issue with most of, like, looking at my notes for these songs, my biggest issue is the choruses are way too repetitive.
Oh, yeah.
He's a little bit asleep at the wheel, like juxtaposing him to LCD Sound System, where you get the instruments really build up and he starts yelling and does all these, sounds like Bowie on this song, sounds like a different artist sounds like David Byrne on another track. This is, you get like a watered down LCD Sound System. Granted, I did like that there was like that juxtaposition with the string track later on, the Coming Up Roses. I liked that. I feel like my overall thoughts on Harry Styles as a whole, I feel like he wants to be perceived as artistic, not that he makes artistic choices because he's trying to make the best product ever. I feel like that's the difference between him and someone with like David Bowie, for example. And you can see it everywhere from the music to the clothing.
Or even in like something as, I definitely get that vibe of when he doesn't really come off as genuine. You think of a lot of the guys that you like, the indie artists you like Dijon and McGee, they just seem like a bunch of dudes in a room having fun.
Yeah.
Where sometimes Harry Styles, I feel like, can try a little bit too hard. I definitely agree with the choruses. I mean, is Are You Listening Yet not the most pointless song ever made? I mean, that song has like, what, 2 lines of lyrics to it? Or the one, for some reason, when I'm listening to this, on American Girls and Ready, Steady, Go, they had this like fart sounding synth line at parts that just took me out of it. I don't know if it was the bass line or what, but
that could have been Harry Styles himself, though, in the booth.
It could have been his instrument choice there. But I like that it kind of goes a little bit wonky at parts with the production, kind of the edge to it. It reminds me of great 2010s. Like, I'm a big early 2010s electronic music fan. I love artists like M83, Washed Out, Toro y Moi, Neon Indian. They kind of had this DIY aesthetic, but they did it with electronic music. And I feel like I do get the LCD Sound System vibe. What I like about this record is that, I don't know, it has an edge to it that a lot of his music doesn't. This isn't the same Harry Styles that we've seen.
No, it's not.
This is, the lyrics still kind of suck, like on a lot of his albums. Like, what was that about someone, I don't even know about. The lyrics were kind of cringy at parts, but like, I don't know. If he can go in this direction, like you said, get more liveliness in his voice and his performance, and maybe collaborate with someone who actually knows how to produce this type of music well, like a James Murphy, who's a producer.
Well, they're producing it well, but just they're not doing that extra step of it's like super interesting.
Right, I agree with that.
So, overall thoughts, what would you rate this album out of 10?
I would give it a light 7 out of 10.
Oh, dang.
I liked it. With repeated listens, I might like it more.
I was, honestly, when I listened, I thought the same thing. I'm like, this is a repeat listen. I feel like this above his other albums, this feels like a holistic album. Like, it feels like he had a thought and process where I'm going to make dance music about finding myself and trying to become happier. And I like that it switched up with that string song that you did not like.
Right.
But my issue is that, like, in that he like lost his choruses.
Right.
He's kind of like asleep at the wheel a little bit. So I would probably do a 6 or 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I definitely see this album as a transitionary period because he's going out of one relationship, the director of Don't Worry, Darling, into his relationship with Zoe Kravitz, and you definitely get that, transitionary period, especially with Aperture, the lyrics and everything. And yeah, I really like this album.
All right, now we are going to come back for us ranking these albums.
Oh boy,
and then check out John's channel, always linked in the description.
Thank you.
Oh no! Oh no!